We've just launched a new campaign here at the station. It's called the Raise Your Hands Against Racism. And we've partnered up with the province and all the city halls all around the Lower Mainland here. For you, growing up, I mean, did you ever encounter any discrimination or anything on your way to the big leagues?
You know what's surprising? And I thought about that because I knew I was coming in here. But, surprisingly, no. I've growing up here, we're lucky to be in a multicultural. I mean, you have your ignorant people wherever you go, no matter what city you live in. But for me, for the most part, being here, it was nothing with the team. In St. Louis, it's in the States. I mean, you look at, there is racism no matter what. It's not going to be solved till I don't know if it'll ever be. But you look at the Michael Brown situation. It's a different ballgame when you don't live in it.
Yeah.
I think we're very fortunate to be here in Vancouver, where we have all walks of life, and like all of us, we've had friends from every culture, and we're very lucky. I mean, it still exists. It's you can't walk a day in someone else's shoe. I married a white girl, so even for her, and I'm telling her, hey, you know what? Did that person look at me funny? She's like, no, you're just acting crazy. So it depends on whose shoes you're walking in. I think it depends on where you are too, because in St. Louis, I did have a couple situations, but nothing on the field. Nothing,
How did you deal with the situations?
A few F-bombs here and there, but that's about it. I mean, what else
can you do? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to right? Yeah.
No, I mean, it is what it is. You got a lot of ignorant people in this world, and you know what? If you're nice and treat people nice, they'll come back to you.
Discrimination comes in many forms.
Mm-hmm.
You played for a team which was in the spotlight when it came to this. Michael Sam became the first openly gay football player in college, and he was picked up by the Rams.
Yeah.
And eventually let go. Then picked up by the Cowboys for their practice squad and eventually let go.
See,
a lot goes on in the locker room. I know. I haven't played professional level sports, but even high school, you talk a lot of trash in the locker room. Do you think he's ever going to be able to play in the NFL?
No. Honestly, I think the worst thing he could have done business-wise would come up. Honestly. He's, for an outstanding player like that, to not even make it on a practice squad, there's something up with that. Maybe the NFL's not ready for it. We're human, right? You've seen the mistake they make with the Ray Rice situation and how they handle that. It's ugly, but they're going to say the right things.
Yeah.
But I think Herm Edwards or someone said, St. Louis, if I were a coach, I wouldn't want to pick him. And it's true, because not that he doesn't want the drama. You have enough stress in your life as a football coach or football player to deal with the X's and O's and what quarterbacks are going to do this, that. And if you have another hot topic issue, especially with Michael Sam, probably 20 different news sources with him every day, and then the coach has got to answer that question. I think he was just being honest, and he took a backlash for that, but just being honest. And I think it was unfortunate. I wonder if Michael Sam would have done that if he would have changed it now, because he definitely should be in the NFL.
With that being said, what is, in your opinion, what can the league do, to take initiative on trying to prevent those sort of things, or at least allow players to play in the league, or let it be a little more acceptable? Like, can that be done down the road?
I think they just need a superstar. Like, if you got a Michael Jordan that's gay and he's winning you championships, there's no way you're letting him go. So I think you need someone that is actually a superstar. As sad as it is, that's the way it is. I've been in those locker rooms. It's macho, and I was the same way. I mean, like, you guys, you make jokes and football is seen as a manly game and rugged and this and that, and it's going to take a lot for that barrier to be broken down. It's just the honest truth.
You brought up a good point. So do you think it's actually the fact of him being gay that he didn't make it to the team, or all this media attention that was around him?
Media attention.
That was a distraction to the
I
team.
think it's a distraction around it. They couldn't care what you did.
Yeah.
If you're a great citizen and you do everything by the books, that's what they want. But just the added, he didn't bring enough to the table for them to deal with all the outside distractions. Nothing to do with who he's dating or what he's doing. I think it's more of a distraction it's just not worth it.
I don't know. Maybe we're naive not being in there in the scenario there with the Rams, but they had another rookie player playing in a similar sort of position, who I think might be one of the rookies of the year. Maybe that's why they didn't take him. I don't know.
Well, That being said, a lot of people said, "Oh, he had this many sacks, that many sacks."
Yeah.
He was also going against third string guys. Like, let's call a spade, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't going against the starters.
Mhm.
So, I haven't looked at game tape and I haven't seen him, so it wouldn't be fair for me to comment any further. But I know, for him, going against third team is not the same as going against starters. So, you know what? I don't know. It's hard to say it. And I think it's more of a distraction for them and that's why he's not playing.
Yeah, because it begs the question: have enough teams, are they open enough to look at his footage tape individually as his talents are versus the spotlight that he creates, and maybe even a little bit of a rift within the locker room. I don't know if it matters one or the other, but the spotlight's a big one. Like, are they even being able to see his talent level? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Even bringing that up, there's a lot of guys with heavy belief and faith, and if you're Christian, you don't believe in that,
sure.
and that's going to cause a divide there too. So, it's a touchy subject. It really is. You know what? I'm not smart enough to solve any of those questions. So
neither are we. That's why we ask you. We probably can ask you.
No, it's you know what? It's sad that in this day and age you can't just go on talent, but unfortunately that's the way it is in football.